Happy Sunday. It's December 22nd, 2024. It has just been so energetic. This energy has been so intense, and it kind of makes sense with all the activity that we've seen. It seems like a lot of people are walking around in shock right now. The information that I'm getting today says to be optimistic about what you just had to do. Be optimistic about that decision that you had to make. There's a decision that you just recently made, and now that you've made it, don't be afraid that you made the wrong decision. Don't be afraid that now that you've let go of this thing that you were depending on, counting on, this thing that was providing you security, don't allow yourself to feel like you're going to be left high and dry, that you're going to be stuck. You made the right decision. It was necessary. It was necessary in order to make room for what it was that you've been working so hard on. There's been something that you've been building. If you've been building something, you had to let go of this circumstance, this particular circumstance, these people, this mindset. You had to let go of it. A lot of you are going to have special spiritual gifts open up, gifts that you have absolutely no idea how powerful it's going to be. It's going to blow you away once you realize what these new gifts are that are going to open. All because you gave up that limiting belief, that mindset, all because you set boundaries now, because you chose to grow. So 12/22/2024, 12 is reminding you that you had to let go of something for a reason, for something greater. And the number 22 says that it was because of something that you felt necessary to build. You were building something, and now that whatever it was that you were building is almost complete, you needed to make room for it before you could even bring it in the house. Before you could bring it in the house and be able to use it, you need to make room for it. You needed to make room for it in your energetic space. 12/22, 12 plus 22 is 34, and 34 is all about optimism. You could say, looking on the bright side, you know that what's on the other side of that sacrifice that you made is brighter than what you had before the sacrifice. 2024, it tells me that this new set of circumstances, this new environment now that you chose for yourself, that you manifested for yourself, you're going to have more room to grow. The house is going to have more rooms. The way the house is designed that you just built for yourself, it's going to be easier to keep things organized. You're going to have more room to grow. You can do more things in it. It's more useful to you. So you are going to be progressing by leaps and bounds now, and you're going to have spiritual gifts open that you can't even imagine. So we've got 9 more days. We've got 9 more days left. And 9 is such a symbolic number. It's a number of letting go, closing out these old cycles, release, because you're about to come into a time of everything new. Everything's going to be new. Next year is going to be a year of recovery. You're going to recover everything that you lost next year. Next year is not going to look anything like this year. Once you get used to the new environment. Right now, you might feel like a fish out of water. Right now, you might feel in the twilight zone. The people who are the most in shock are the ones who work so hard to make you believe that they had it all together, or that they were right and that you were wrong, and and that, this morning, first thing in the morning when I opened my eyes, I was kind of half in, half out, and I looked up at the ceiling, and I felt like I needed to adjust my eyes because what I saw, it just didn't make sense to me. It was as if I was standing really close to the TV and I was looking at a scene outside, except for what I saw. I was looking up at the ceiling and I saw outside. It was as if I looked up at the ceiling, and before I could even really make sense of I couldn't really make sense of what I was seeing, but all of a sudden I noticed that it didn't register what I was seeing because it was just so surreal. And by the time I realized what I was actually looking at, it was like, wow. And it started to close. I looked up at the ceiling and there was a portal in the ceiling. It opened up in the ceiling. I could actually, it looked as if I was looking right outside. But the sun wasn't up yet. It was still dark. It was so early in the morning. But through the opening in the ceiling, it was probably about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, overcast. I could tell the way the light was. It was an overcast day, but it was probably in the afternoon, and all I could see was a scene, and there was a guy standing, basically wearing what I'm wearing, but I could only see him up to here. So I could see I'm wearing exactly what he was wearing, except for this shirt. He wasn't wearing a shirt like this, but he was wearing a jacket like this, zipped up. And I could see him from his shoulders all the way down. And he was standing with his hands in his pocket like that. So I didn't get to see his face or even his head. He was facing me, and it was as if I could tell what he was thinking. It was, okay, I see you. He was letting me know that he saw me, and telepathically it was as if he was waiting for something, or I got this feeling that he was waiting for me to show up, or wondering if I was going to show up. It was a feeling like he didn't want to ask me. He didn't want to tell me what I should be doing. It was an energy that he was being patient and expecting me to do the right thing, and the right thing was to show up. And right before the portal closed in the ceiling, he turned to the side and just kind of casually walked away. And then the ceiling closed the way it closed, it reminded me of when it rains, or if you pour cold water on the really hot dirt, and the way the water just kind of rolls across the hot sand, and you pour enough water, it eventually closes all the way up. You might have this dry spot in the middle and all the water around, and then gradually it just fills itself in. You know how the water does that? That was exactly what happened. That was exactly how this portal closed in the ceiling. The way it closed, it was as if it was a puddle of water that was caving in on itself. It was so surreal. And after it closed, all I could see was the ceiling. But when the portal was open, it was like broad daylight. It was broad daylight, and it was clear. It wasn't like looking through a piece of glass or a window. It was almost as if I could have reached my hand up through the portal and climbed right into the scene, or even that person that was on the other side of the ceiling, that person that was on the other side of the opening in the ceiling could have jumped right into the room. So, and it was a little bit unnerving at first because I've never seen anything quite that clear before. It was the first time I've seen something that clearly. It was as if I was looking at you. It was that clear. So it took me all day to process through that. And what I realized is that we've talked about the energetic vibration of the whole planet increasing. And now it has increased to a point where if you choose to participate in this energetic increase of the planet, you're going to start feeling more things. You're going to start seeing and noticing more things than you have before. A lot of you who have been participating in this awakening, instead of resisting the awakening, you actually allowed yourself to, I won't say relax into it, but to surrender to it. And surrendering to it means to let go of any low vibration thoughts, like thoughts of fear, or that there's not going to be enough, or jealousy, envy, the competitive spirit. Competition is not where it's at anymore. It really is about collaboration. Anything that you've gained, if you've gained something by being dishonest, it's just going to automatically just not be yours anymore. And it's going to go where anything that belongs to you, as long as you give in to this higher vibration, it's going to just find its way back to you. And anybody that stole anything, they're going to lose it. Just like what I saw on July 25th, the vision that I had first thing in the morning about the first would be last and the last would be first. That's what's happening right now. This acceleration that's happening from the 12th to the 31st, from the 13th to the 31st of December, this acceleration is actually, it's an acceleration of the energetic vibration. And the way that it's going to manifest is things are going to be moving faster. Technology is going to get way more advanced. You're going to start noticing that when you think about something, you're going to be able to manifest circumstances to yourself a lot faster. People like to say magic. Well, it's going to be like magic. The persistence of your thoughts and your actions that are aligned with those higher thoughts are going to bring you these fortunate circumstances, the circumstances that you always dreamed of. You're going to be able to manifest things to yourself way faster. Everything's so much faster in 5D than it is in 3D. The feeling that I got when I saw the man on the other side of the portal in the ceiling, that you're never alone, ever. Anything that you do, even if you think you're not being watched, you're being watched. You are being watched. You're being even watched by your higher self. Your higher self is always watching what you do. Your higher self can always see what you're doing, the choices you make. So when you get that gut feeling that says that you really should be doing something, or your gut feeling tells you that, this is something that you need to stop doing, or you could do it a lot better, you could do this differently, or your gut feeling tells you that if there's something that you lost, it tells you where to find it. Your higher self knows what got taken from you and how to get it back. And all you have to do is to get back into alignment. Your higher self knows exactly what you have to do. It knows the choices that you have to make in order to get yourself into alignment. Because as I was told almost 20 years ago, there's no such thing as the future. And I was shown the infinity symbol. And the way that it's coming to me now is that time is not, it's not linear. It's not something that you travel to. And say time was a line and the present is here, and this is a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 4 months from now. Well, instead of everything being like a month apart, let's say that a month is here, and the next month is here, and the next month is here, and the next month is there. So the future is just, they're all stacked on top of each other. Everything exists. All, past, present, and future, all exist just stacked on top of each other. So in order for you to access the future, all you have to do is raise your vibration, and it drops into your reality. It's as simple as that. These thoughts and ideas about our desires being somewhere in the future that we have to wait for, you don't have to wait. It's all been available to you right now, and all you had to do was to raise your energetic vibration in order to get whatever it is you need, in order to achieve whatever it is that you long for. Just knowing that your higher self is just on the other side of the veil, it really makes it real that there's always someone watching you. There's always someone watching you, waiting for you. Someone excited about the decision that you're going to make, because you have free will and they know that you could make any decision that you choose to. And they don't really have any control over decisions that you make. But they can be proud of you. And a lot of you are about to have your awareness just blown wide open. You're gonna, all of a sudden, you're gonna know so much more. You're gonna see so much more and feel a lot more. And it's gonna happen so fast. I see it happening to a lot of you, just like it's happening to me by Christmas. It's gonna feel weird. But you're gonna get everything back.